Evening, guys. I hope you're doing okay. Thanks for joining me. This is our last float away yoga before I go off and take a break. So for our last session, we're going to be focusing on the full moon. So we've had an amazing full moon this week. We had what's called a super blood moon, and they're not that common. So the last one we had was, hiya Karen. So the last one of these moons we had was in January 2019. So if you were lucky enough to see it, or you've seen some photos of it, it was amazing. And it's where, hi Lynn. Hiya Mum, right. So it's where there is a total lunar eclipse, and the shadow that's cast on the moon by the Earth turns it a bright red colour. So it's really spectacular if you did get to see it earlier this week. So around the time of the full moon, we always like to do really sort of restorative hip opening yoga sessions, because it's always about letting go. Hiya Julie. And so opening up the hips is really good for releasing and letting go of any tension. But it's also a nice time to think about what else in your life you want to let go of in order to make room for something new. And this moon is paired up with the solar eclipse that will be happening in June. And that's the time where we start to invite new things in and set those new intentions. So this is kind of like the start of the process, which will go on over the next month. So that's what we're going to be doing this evening. As always, just make yourself really comfortable, so feel free to bring in cushions, pillows, blankets and things to help you to be more comfortable in the poses. So let's begin. We're going to start in a comfortable seated position, so go and get on your mat. So I'm just going to sit in a cross-legged position with my hips gently raised up onto a cushion to make it a little bit more comfortable to sit like this. And then just completely relax your hands, so resting them on your knees or just in your lap. And let your shoulders soften and relax down. Lift up through the crown of your head, so feel that lovely lengthening through your back, but relaxing through the shoulders. And then close your eyes or just soften your gaze and begin to bring that focus inwards, starting to focus just on the breath, the natural breath, just noticing how you inhale and exhale, noticing what happens on each breath, becoming aware of how you're breathing, noticing whether you're breathing through your nose or your mouth or a combination of both. Noticing if your breath is quick or slow, shallow or deep. Notice if you're just breathing into your chest or if you're breathing more deeply down into your belly. And naturally, as you bring the awareness to the breath, you will find that it begins to slow down, that you begin to breathe more deeply, making every breath count. So if it feels all right to do so, begin to just breathe through the nose, inhaling and exhaling, and make that out breath nice and long and slow. Visualizing with every inhale that breath traveling in through your nose, down the back of your throat, into your lungs, and then further down into your belly. And as you exhale, visualize the belly softening, the chest relaxing, and that warm air returning back out through your nose. Take a few breaths like this, following the journey of the breath as you inhale and exhale. And I'd like you to take a moment now to set yourself an intention for this evening's practice. So we're focusing on letting go in line with the full moon. So what you choose to let go of will be personal to you. It could be absolutely anything. It could be a physical thing, any discomfort you've been experiencing physically in your body, maybe some tightness or tension that you might have been holding on to in the shoulders or the hips, or maybe just a feeling that you've had. Maybe you haven't had much energy recently, or maybe mentally you would like to change the way you feel and let go of some negative emotions. So whatever it might be, set yourself that intention now at the start of our class. This is what I choose to let go of. And whether it might be something physical or something emotional, I want you now to begin to attach those things to the out breath. So taking a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, visualize that you're sending it away, whatever it might be that's not serving you purpose anymore, letting it go. We can often form an attachment to certain things in our life, and sometimes it can be difficult to let them go. But often they can be necessary. So as you exhale, allow yourself just to surrender, just let go. And it's only when we completely let go that we open ourselves up to positive change, to personal growth, and to new things coming into our lives. So take 2 more breaths like this, breathing in a sense of calm and peace and relaxation, and breathing out whatever doesn't serve you purpose anymore. And when you're ready, slowly open your eyes and keep breathing that lovely slow deep breath as we move through our practice this evening. So as you inhale, turn your head gently towards the right, and as you exhale, bring it all the way across over to the left. Inhaling over to the right, exhaling to the left, doing this a few more times, reminding the shoulders to soften and relax, isolating those muscles in the neck, feeling that nice stretch. And then on your next inhale, we'll take the gaze all the way up to the ceiling, looking up. And on the exhale, bringing it all the way down. Keep moving with the breath, slowly. Getting that movement into the neck, feeling that lovely stretch moving from the front to the back. And then bringing your gaze back up to the center. Let's do some rolls with those shoulders now. So just start to move them nice and slowly up and back. Keep moving with the breath. Inhaling to lift the shoulders, exhaling to lower. And try to keep those hands nice and relaxed. And change the direction, roll those shoulders forward. This time, bringing the fingertips to rest on the shoulders, and we'll take them back again. So slightly bigger movement as we circle those elbows. Think about drawing the elbows together in front of you and then pushing them back behind you. So it's becoming a bigger stretch across the front and back of those shoulders. And then change that direction. Bring it forward. Okay, hands come to rest down on your knees once again. And we take some big circles now with the upper body. So keeping those sit bones melting down into the mat. And we're just going to start to move those shoulders around in a big circle. So we're actually moving into the hips. We're starting to open up those hips now. So take the circles as big or as small as feels nice for you. Maybe bringing the chest down nice and low at the front if that feels all right. So we're getting a nice stretch into those shoulders as well. And then change the direction and go the other way. So when it comes to the full moon, a lot of the practice in yoga uses these big circular movements. So there's a lot of movement in circles during tonight's practice to reflect that lovely big full moon. And it can be quite hypnotic, I think, if you just close your eyes and tune into the movement and the breath. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. Bring the right hand down to the floor beside you, just on the fingertips. And let's inhale the left arm up. Reaching tall, exhale across into a lovely side stretch. Hold it for a few breaths here. Really think about pressing the left hip down into the mat and reaching up and over with those fingertips. So making as much space as you can all the way down the left side body. And then we're going to take it into a lovely big circle movement now. So as you exhale, bring the hand even further across so it comes all the way to the floor. Sweep it round in front of you. And then back to the inhale as we lift. And just keep it moving now. So lovely big circles with the breath. And again, feel free to close your eyes if you want to. And just enjoy this movement. And then make this your last circle. Bringing yourself to sit up nice and tall. Just center yourself, lift up through the crown of the head. And then bring the left hand to the floor. And we'll sweep the right arm up and over, holding it for a few breaths first of all, just to get that lovely big stretch. Press down into the right hip. Lift up with those right fingertips. Feel that space being created in between every rib. Stretching across that shoulder. And on your next exhale, swoop the arm down and sweep it round. Moving into those lovely big circles now. And make this your last one. Slowly coming up to sit nice and tall once again. Okay, carefully bring yourself forward into a tabletop position now. Taking care to give yourself some padding under those wrists and knees if you feel like you need it. And you want to have your wrists underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, or just a little bit wider if that feels more comfortable for you. So let's start to move those hips now in that circular motion once again. Taking them round a few times in one direction. And then a few times in the other direction. And then maybe doing a bit of a figure of 8 movement, or just any movement that feels nice for your hips. Maybe taking them quite far back towards your heels and then leaning a little bit further forward. Okay, bring it back to that nice tabletop position once again. And then we're going to move into our cat-cow stretch, but a little differently this time because we're going to make it into a bit of a flow. So we start this time with our angry cat. So on the exhale, we arch that back up, tuck the tailbone under. And then what we're going to do, as we inhale, sit yourself slightly back towards your heels, and then gently come forward and up. And then exhale back into that angry cat stretch. Inhale to take the hips back and forward. So keep moving, and it is, again, it's a circular motion, so just move those hips in that nice big circle. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can obviously just do the traditional cat and cow stretches. But this one's called striking cat. As we lean back and then we pounce forward. So just keep moving in whichever way feels nice for your hips and your back. And then come back to the tabletop position once more. So let's do a couple of nice little lunges now. So moving and stretching into one hip at a time. Start off by taking your right foot forward, stepping it just on the outside of that right hand, and then come up to rest on the knee. Now again, if this feels a bit much on that back knee, give yourself a little bit of extra padding. But I'm just going to rest my right elbow on that knee and do some lovely big circles with the left hand. So bringing it forward, up and round. So you maybe want to follow the hand with the gaze, or if that's a bit wobbly, just keep the gaze down to the floor. Thinking about drawing that shoulder back, creating that lovely big circle. And if it feels too much, taking your arm up, you can keep the elbow bent and just draw that big circle in the air with the elbow instead. And that feels just as nice. Okay, bringing those hands back down to the floor now on the inside of the foot. And just start to rock the weight forward and back. So just moving in whichever way feels nice for those hips. So it might feel nicer to keep it just higher up and just doing that really small movement, or it might feel nice to sink those hips even lower. So listen to your body. Give those hips a chance to release. They could be really tight and tense. The hips are notorious for storing up a lot of tension. And if that's the case, then be patient with them. Just move in whatever small way feels all right for you. And given a little bit of time, they will open up, they will release. And then carefully we're going to step that foot back once again into our tabletop position and give those hips a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. Before stepping forward with the left foot this time, so bring it onto the outside of the hand, and then when you're ready, just come up into a little bit of a higher lunge position. This time resting that left elbow on the knee, and we take our big circles with the right arm. So remember, there's the option there to keep the elbow bent and just draw that big circle with the elbow. Or if it feels all right, you can reach that hand up, drawing the shoulder back. Think about drawing that lovely big full moon in the air. And then carefully bring those hands back down to the mat and just allow yourself to melt into whichever type of lunge feels nice for you. Keeping it moving the hips forward and backwards, side to side. Or finding stillness. It might feel nice just to sink forward into that lunge and hold it there. Whatever feels nice for you, just allow that hip a bit of time to soften. And it might feel quite different to the other side. One hip might be a little bit tighter than the other. That's really normal. Just keep breathing. Stick with that lovely slow deep breath. And visualize sending the breath to the hip joint, encouraging it to soften and release. And then when you're ready, carefully step that left foot back. Give the hips a little wiggle. And then bring the big toes together. Take the knees a bit wider apart and sink those hips back to the heels, bringing that upper body down into a child's pose. Feel free to bring in pillows and cushions to rest the head, or make yourself a pillow with your fists. But however you do it, I want you to try and rest your head down somewhere so that you can completely relax. And as you rest in that child's pose, bring yourself back to the breath once more. Breathing slowly and deeply through the nose. Feeling that breath travel all the way down to your belly. But this time it's also traveling into the back of the body. So imagine the breath is traveling across the back of your shoulder blades. Your rib cage is expanding out and back. Really enjoying every single breath. Feel those hips gently melting down towards your heels. Feel your shoulders spreading wide, relaxing down away from your ears. Give yourself permission now to let go and come back to your intention that you set at the start of the class, whatever it is you want to let go of. Start to visualize it now. And with every exhale, you melt more and more deeply into this pose. But you also visualize releasing and letting go of whatever it might be that's not serving you purpose. Taking 3 more breaths here, as slowly and deeply as you can. And then when you've taken your 3rd breath, as you inhale, start to walk those hands in towards you as you slowly bring yourself up, sitting back onto those heels. And then we're going to bring ourselves to sit once again, this time though with the legs out in front. So I'm going to take those legs out as wide as feels comfortable for you. So feel free to keep a soft bend in the knees if that feels nicer, or you might want to press those knees down to the floor, getting a big stretch down the back of the legs, and draw those toes upwards. Roll your shoulders back, lift up through the crown of your head, sitting tall. Take a deep breath in and out. And now bring your hands in front of you and interlace your fingers. And we're going to do some nice big circles here once again. So start to take those arms around in front, as if you're stirring a cauldron, making that lovely big movement. And keep it really slow. Maybe closing your eyes. And then change the direction. And as you do that, you might want to change the way that you've interlaced your fingers as well. So whichever thumb is on the top, just swap so that the other thumb's on the top. Might feel a bit weird. And we'll go the other way. Again, those big circles moving into the hips, but also stretching across the shoulders as you reach forward. And release the hands. Sit up tall once again. And then carefully start to bend those knees. Bring those feet together. And bring the soles of the feet together this time. Either taking them a bit further in front of you or draw them a little bit closer in. Whatever your hips are telling you feels nicest this evening. Rest your hands somewhere on the legs, on the shins, the ankles or the feet. And then just begin to gently hinge forward from the hips, so bringing it into a very, very gentle forward fold. Giving those hips a bit of time to release. So after a couple of breaths, just soften those hips, gently leaning forward, and then hold it there for a bit. And then repeat every few breaths. Just see if you can sink more deeply into the stretch. So just allow your neck to soften now, so maybe dropping your chin down. Softening across those shoulders. and relaxing your jaw. And then slowly start to curl yourself back up now. So coming to sit up nice and tall. And now you can bring yourself to any comfortable seated position. So if it's comfy for you to sit cross-legged, you could do that, or you might want to bring yourself to a kneeling position maybe. Feel free to sit on a pillow or a cushion, but just get yourself into a position where you're comfortable to sit up nice and tall for a couple of minutes. As you inhale, take your arms up and over your head. And then exhale the arms down the same way. Inhaling up, create that big circular motion. Exhale down. And you might want to move the head and the neck as well in time with those movements. So inhaling and looking up. Exhaling, looking down. Lovely. And now we're going to exhale and bring our hands together in front of us. So round a little bit through your back. And then as you inhale, open those arms out. Open that chest nice and wide. Exhale those hands forward. Inhale. Almost as if you're a bird and you're just gently and gracefully flapping your wings. Feeling that lovely stretch across the front of the chest and then across the back of the shoulders. And then carefully just release. Give those shoulders a little bit of a roll, a bit of a shake out. Whatever feels nice. And then bring yourself down to lie on your back. So get yourself comfortable. You might want to use some pillows or cushions just to prop under your head or your upper back. But just allow yourself to come down to lie on your back if it's comfortable for you. And then if you can, bring the soles of the feet together and let your knees fall out to either side into sleeping butterfly. And remember, you can bring those feet further away from you or closer in towards you. Notice the difference that makes into the hips and also into your lower back as well. You want to feel comfortable there. If it's not comfortable in this position, then just keep those knees bent. Maybe rest the knees in against each other. Just get yourself comfortable. And then you might want to close your eyes once again or soften your gaze. And we'll come back once again to the breath, returning to our intention again. So you may want to bring one hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, so that you can follow that journey of the breath as it travels in and out of your body. Noticing as you inhale, the breath feels cool. As you breathe it in, the breath travels down the back of your throat, into your lungs, feeling your chest gently rise. And then send that breath even further down, feel your belly rise. And then as you begin to exhale, feel the belly soften, feel the chest relax. That air travels back up through your throat and out your nose once more. This time the air is warmer. Continue to follow that breath, noticing how the breath moves in a circular motion. The inhale naturally turns into the exhale, and the exhale naturally turns into the inhale, flowing. Notice how the breath is the most natural thing that your body can do. We don't have to think about it. But when we bring our focus to it, it will allow us a certain clarity of mind. It will help everything else to become quiet and still, following that journey of the breath. And take the time now to scan through your whole body from head to toe, becoming aware of how you feel, noticing any areas of tightness or tension anywhere in the body. And as that breath travels into the body, direct it towards those areas that need it most. Feel that lovely healing breath circling around that body part. And then as you breathe out, let the breath take away any tension, any discomfort. And as you breathe it out again, visualize it just floating away, letting go. Do this for a few more breaths. Maybe there are a few parts of your body that need some attention. With every breath, send it to a different place that needs it. Or maybe you want to just focus yourself on one area and keep sending the breath there and releasing with every exhale. And this time, allowing yourself to scan through your mind, noticing if there's anything there that you want to get rid of, any intrusive thoughts, any negative feelings or emotions. Maybe come back to that intention that you set if it's something to do with emotions, with thoughts, feelings. And whatever it is you wish to let go of, we're going to attach it to the breath and let it go. Continuing to breathe slowly and deeply, following this pattern of inhaling calm and peace and exhaling those things that no longer serve as purpose. Creating space for new opportunities, new challenges, opening ourselves up to new possibilities as we release the old and get ready to welcome in the new. Now, if you feel comfortable staying in this position, then feel free to remain here for our relaxation tonight. But if you would rather move, change position, move your legs, maybe roll over onto your side or your front, just take the time now to get yourself comfortable as we prepare for our yoga nidra. So I thought I would go for our traditional yoga nidra script for our final session. So we'll all have a lovely 20-minute yogic sleep, which, as I'm sure you all know by now, is the equivalent to an hour of normal sleep. So use this as a little boost for your sleep tonight. So get yourself comfy, get yourself warm. Allow yourself to settle down into any position that feels most comfortable for you. And if at any point during the relaxation you begin to feel uncomfortable, you feel the urge to move or change position, then please do so if it will make you more comfortable. If you find that your mind is beginning to wander, just bring yourself back to my voice and allow yourself to focus once more. And don't worry if you feel yourself drifting off. It just means that you're very relaxed and your subconscious mind is still listening and taking in everything that I say. So begin by closing your eyes or softening your gaze and start to become aware of any sounds that you can hear in the moment. Begin to focus on the most distant sounds that you can hear. Let your sense of hearing radiate outward, searching out these distant sounds and following them for a few moments. Move your attention from sound to sound without labeling the source. Gradually bring your attention to closer sounds, to sounds inside the room. Without opening your eyes, visualize the four walls of the room, the ceiling, the floor, your body resting wherever it may be. And then bring your awareness to your breath. Become aware of your natural and spontaneous breath that moves in and out of your body without any effort. The natural breath flows in through both nostrils. Notice the feeling of the breath as it comes in and out of your nose. There is a sense of coolness as you inhale the breath. Follow this feeling into your nose, the back of your throat, down into your lungs. There is a sense of warmth as you exhale the breath. Feel this warmth on your upper lip as you breathe out. The natural breath flows through both nostrils as you inhale and exhale. Allow your breath to become longer and slower. Take a long, slow inhalation, followed by a longer, slower exhalation. Make your exhale even slower. Notice a slight pause after the exhale. Slow inhale, even slower exhale, and pause. Feel the urge to breathe in bubble up inside you, and when you need to inhale, please do so. Long, slow inhale, longer, slower exhale, and then pause where the body is neither breathing in nor out. After breathing this way for a couple of breaths, allow yourself to return back to natural, easy breath, releasing any control over the inhale or the exhale. We will now begin a journey of sensory awareness throughout your body. You will move your awareness to different parts of your body as soon as you hear them named. And as you do so, allow that body part to completely relax, letting go of any tightness, tension, or discomfort. The practice begins on your right side, focusing on and relaxing your right hand thumb, your second finger, third finger, fourth and fifth, palm of your hand, the back of your hand, your wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, your armpit, your waist, your hip, relaxing your right thigh, your knee, calf, ankle, your heel, the sole of your foot and the top of your foot, your right big toe, second toe, third, fourth and fifth. Moving to the left side of your body, focusing on and relaxing your left hand thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth and fifth, palm of your left hand, the back of the hand, your wrist, forearm, elbow, your upper arm, shoulder, armpit, waist and hip, your left thigh, your left knee, your calf, ankle, heel, sole of the foot, the top of the foot, your left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth and fifth. Moving your awareness now to the back of your body, focusing on and relaxing your right heel and your left heel, your right calf, your left calf, right thigh, left thigh, right glute, left glute, your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, your entire spine. Relaxing your right shoulder blade and your left shoulder blade, the back of your neck and the back of your head. Bringing awareness to the top of your head and over to your forehead, right temple, left temple, right ear, left ear, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the point in between your eyebrows, your right eye and your left eye, right nostril, left nostril, your right cheek and your left cheek, upper lip, lower lip, chin, jaw, relaxing your throat, your right collarbone and your left collarbone, the right side of your chest and the left side of your chest, your upper abdomen, your lower abdomen, your pelvic floor, the whole of your right leg, the whole of your left leg, your whole right arm, your whole left arm, your whole face, your whole head, your whole torso, your whole body, your whole body. Now imagine that whole body becoming light, as though your body could float away from the floor and up towards the ceiling. Your head is light and weightless. Your limbs are light and weightless. Your torso is light and weightless. Your whole body is light and weightless, and you are rising higher and higher away from the floor. Imagine now your body becoming heavy. Feel the heaviness in all parts of your body. Each part is becoming heavier and heavier and heavier. Your head is heavy. Your limbs are heavy. Your torso is heavy. Your whole body is heavy. So heavy that it is sinking down into the floor. Awaken the experience of cold in your body. The experience of chilly cold. Imagine being outside in winter. You feel this chill permeating your entire body. Now allow the sensation of warmth to spread throughout your entire body. Remember the feeling of heat in the summer when you're out in the sun with no shade. You feel heat radiating onto your skin and all around your body. Finally, recollect the experience of anxiety, intense anxiety and worry. Feel this stress in your mind and body, but do not concentrate on its source. Create the experience of anxiety as clearly as possible. Now, allow the feeling of complete calm to surround you. Manifest the experience of calm in your entire mind, body, and emotions. You are relaxed and calm. Come back to the feeling of your breath flowing in and out of your nostrils. Maintain your awareness of breath, and at the same time develop your awareness of your physical body. Your body is relaxed and lying on the floor. Feel your skin and the clothes and props that are touching you. Notice the heaviness of your body as it rests on the floor, and take your awareness into all the points that are touching the floor. Maybe the back of your heels, your thighs, your glutes, your shoulder blades, arms, hands and head. Do not open your eyes yet, but start to visualize the surrounding room. Imagine where you are in the room and the other objects that are around you. Lie quietly until you feel ready to move. And when you do so, begin by slowly moving your hands and your feet. Taking your time, there is no hurry. And when you are sure that you are fully awake, gently open your eyes, roll over onto one side, and stay there for a few more moments. And then when you're ready, gently press yourself up into a seated position once more, and join me once again. So we'll finish with our final deep breath in as we reach our arms up and over our head. Bringing those palms together and exhale them down in front of you. Tucking your chin to your chest and bow down to honour your practice and that of everybody who's joined us here this evening. Namaste everyone. Thank you for joining me. Hope you enjoyed our final Yoga Nidra. And so yeah, hopefully you'll have a nice restful evening and a lovely sleep later on tonight. So tomorrow morning is our last beginners yoga session, and I did ask you to vote on what you would like to focus on. The people have spoken and you've decided that you'd like to focus on the back. So we'll be doing a lovely session looking at stretching out any tension and tightness in the shoulders, opening up into the sides of the body and relieving any aches and pains in the lower back as well. So a lovely session to finish off with tomorrow morning. So join me at 10 o'clock tomorrow for that session and I'll see you soon.